Hi, it's Coffee with Milani, and it's a gorgeous day here in Hubbards. About to interview Manfred and Nancy Vollmer of edgybusiness.com. They just moved to Hubbards 3 months ago, so we're going to find out who they are and what they do. See you soon.
Hi, how are you guys today?
Well, we are very fine. Hi, my name is Manfred, and I'm married to this wonderful lady here beside me since 30 years.
Wow.
We had our 30th anniversary this year, just months ago.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much. And the funny thing is, we moved here to Hubbards 3 months ago. We decided to come here because we sort of return. It was 32 years ago when I met Nancy in Halifax. And you may not know, I came to Halifax because there was an IKEA store and I was working for IKEA. They were a very small IKEA store.
I remember in Dartmouth.
Yes. In Burnside.
Yes, I completely remember.
You're one of the few who know about it.
Yeah, because we immigrated here in 86.
Exactly in 86 I came over here.
Oh, okay.
And I came from Montreal. So I give you a little bit background because as you can hear from my accent, I was born and raised in Germany. Now I have these funny pronunciations. Now I can be like Arnold Schwarzenegger and say California. So I came here because I was working for the Swedish company IKEA and was building new furniture stores. And I came first to Montreal, so went to Montreal. There was a small one too in the middle of the city, and closed that down and built a new one outside Côte de Liesse.
Yes.
And that was really interesting, great experience. And I had to do another project here in North America, Baltimore, in the US. And we had some delays. And my boss at that point of time asked me, oh, don't you want to stay here for a while, maybe in Canada? And it's also a great experience for you to learn how the Canadian sales works and what is going on here. And I said, yeah, it's great. No? And he said, well, Halifax, it's a store, no? You can do a remodel over there. They need it, no? And they need some help, so why don't you check it out? No? I can promise you it's really green. Lots of trees.
Yes.
I said, oh, no trouble, no problem. And so I was going on a plane to visit the Halifax store for the first time, and then we came in here and I saw trees and trees from the whole.
When you're coming down on the plane, right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
No lights, nothing.
Yes.
There's no city lights.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, and then came to the store. I liked the store, and they asked me then to do a remodel and run the store as a store manager. And Nancy was my sales manager for furniture.
Wow.
And so yeah, wow, no?
Yeah, it's a real love story.
Well,
At IKEA.
yes.
Yes.
But the thing was, we were really working just side by side for a year without any personal relationship there, no? And then I got to know Nancy better, and I thought she was a great furniture manager, and I wanted to have her for my project in Baltimore. So I was asking her if she would join our project group in Baltimore for the new store.
So this is the IKEA, okay, in Baltimore.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Moving to the US.
Yeah, and
And I said yes.
yeah.
And so Nancy, you were here. You
I was
were
here.
studying here in Nova
I
Scotia?
was working at IKEA already.
Okay. All right.
And
But you're originally from
I was born in New Brunswick,
okay.
and I went away and came back and was in Nova Scotia and working at IKEA.
Ah,
And
okay.
that was during the very beginning of the company when it first came to North
Right.
America.
Okay.
And it was a franchise and
Right.
got bought out by IKEA. So I had been working with the company for a couple of years when Manfred came. And so then, yeah, we went to the U.S. together, and I went to the U.S. prior to Baltimore. I'd been involved with the opening of the Philadelphia store.
Okay.
So going back to the U.S. was pretty exciting for me, and I said yes, of course. And
And
then,
that's where the love story started.
Ah.
yes.
So we had to go to a furniture fair in Sweden together, because that's always where the new assortment for the stores are being chosen, and she, as my furniture manager, had to go there too and make the arrangements. And then when we went over there, we had...
So you both traveled to Sweden
Yes.
We did this year.
at the headquarters, IKEA
Yes.
headquarters.
Everybody did that every year to the furniture fair, because they took all the managers and showed the new collections. So you could go back to your store and
I
Yeah.
see.
Make your
pick the
choice,
pieces
yeah.
and sell them.
Okay.
And so this was an annual event. All the store managers went, and all of the sales managers, and it was quite fun, because you also visited other countries in Europe
Okay.
as well. So you
Perfect.
visited the IKEA stores in Europe, and it was.
So and at the end of this trip or so, we had a big party then, and that's when it happened.
Ah, that's where
Yes.
she didn't even look like the furniture manager anymore. It was
No.
love. So then how did you have this conversation about Nova Scotia?
Well, I guess I can jump in. We had just returned from a trip in Europe, and we were back in Vancouver, and it was really noisy, and it was not fun. We didn't enjoy it. We were walking around the seawall, and we said, this is not really enjoyable anymore, because we lived there for 16 years and we loved it. And when you start to not love something anymore, then maybe it's time for a change. So we were tossing around ideas, and we said, where could we go? Maybe we should have a change and move somewhere else. And we thought about different places. We thought about being by the ocean. In Vancouver, there's lots of places to go. For instance, the Sunshine Coast,
Yes.
Vancouver Island. But of course, you have to rely on the ferry service, and that's not very fun. So we thought, we could go back to Europe. Where else could we go? And Manfred just said out of the blue, how about Nova Scotia? And it was not on my radar. I had no idea. And the first thing I said was, it snows there. And he said, yes, well, we can get a snowblower.
You can hire somebody to actually shovel your driveway, so
Yeah,
it's good.
that's
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
No, I always liked Nova Scotia from the short time I was spending here in 86, 87. And then we returned a lot of times, because Nancy has relatives here in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. So I got to really know the area well, and I liked it. And I like especially the people, because they are really nice and
Friendly Nova
and
Scotia.
warm.
Yeah.
Yes, and really warm. Because you see then the difference from the big city when you live in
Yes.
Vancouver, how it affects, and there is also a different type of population. So it's
It's a
it-
disconnect,
Yeah.
pace, but here it's a
We wanted to
gentler pace of life.
Yeah, we wanted to have more community feeling.
Yes.
And then coming here, and we decided to, after some consideration, to move to the South Shore. And we're looking between Lunenburg and Halifax where we could be. And we thought Hubbards is a real nice place. It is close to Halifax as a city, the airport and other facilities, amenities. But also the ocean, and we found a very good place for us to our liking, and here we are.
Great. We welcome you, and we love having you here, which is great. So now we talk about entrepreneurship, and you're self-employed, and can you talk a little bit about your business?
Yeah. Well, I step back for a moment from our background. So I talked about IKEA, and we were both working a long time for IKEA, 10, 11, 12 years.
Mhm.
We went into different spaces, like in I said USA, and then we went to Italy. We lived in Italy for 11 years. So IKEA as a
Beautiful.
company, you think, oh, it's a big company and has nothing to do with entrepreneurship.
Yes.
But that's not true, because the way we had to work was really, really basic. We didn't have the big company support. For us, it was always going to a new place. Like Italy, there was nothing. There was no country organization, nothing. We had to build it up from scratch with people. and we had to fix everything by ourselves. Whether you needed a lawyer or an accountant, or you need contractors and things like that. So you had to establish the relation directly. It's pure entrepreneurship. And that was great. And in the same time, the company gave us this responsibility and the freedom with responsibility. So it was a different company culture. We learned that very much, and particularly also then in Italy with a totally different culture. Me as a German upbringing, black, white, 1, 2, and you have your ways how to do certain things, and then come the Italian, and there's chaos, fantasy, creativity.
Yes.
So we learned a lot over there in terms of what is the solution, where are the possibilities. It's not anymore you run against the wall and say, okay, that's it, now I have to accept that. Although there are rules and regulations in Italy, but everybody knows how to, I'm not saying ignore it, but circumvent in a certain way.
Find a solution.
Find solution. Someone says, you can't do that. Think about it. What could be? How could we make it happen? So this as a background I give you to say, well, we learned really entrepreneurship. We learned how to bring a solution to the business. And that's where we are today. And then we came here to North America, back again to Vancouver, and we both were running into Lululemon, which was a startup company. Came across Lululemon, which was sort of in the infant stage, and they had, when I started with them,
so Chip and okay.
So 5, 6 stores they had at that point of time, and I was working for them to establish new stores, to find new opportunities. And so during my time I did about 40 stores in Canada and in the US. And for instance, the Halifax store of Lululemon, that was also still when I was with the company, so I found the location and got it
great.
going.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Which was interesting. But what I was trying to say is that Lululemon also was an entrepreneur situation, a startup. There was nothing. There was Chip who had the ideas, and there were other people had some cultural aspect of Lululemon, but there was nothing set up. You could invent, you could create, and you could do anything what you wanted, basically.
Right.
And that was
you weren't responsible, like selling it, were you?
No.
Because it was so good back then, and now it's not so good because it's corporate now. So
that was when it went public, and the American came into the task of doing the Olympic stores and doing the merchandising program and bringing it out into different, you have shops and everybody's doing it. The airport, we had 6 or 7 shops at the airport, all under the Olympic flag, basically. So it was really interesting, in Whistler and all the different venues. We took over the Canucks store, which has the team store, and we completely turned it upside down and made an Olympic store out of it. It was amazing.
Yeah, we saw everything Olympics. Yeah, good marketing.
Yeah,
it was everywhere, literally.
I mean, this Olympic store was so funny because people came in, and everybody came in, of course, from the teams, and particularly the Russian teams. They came in, they had wads of money in their pocket, cash, and
really,
wow, the merchandise like crazy.
It was,
yeah, and the same thing. The only difference then, when it comes back to entrepreneurship, we also had a lot of freedom to create things. So we had, of course, venues where we had to be, but we also could, look at opportunities where there was something. It's the same thing, establishing something from scratch, basically, where nothing has been before.
Exactly.
A little bit of politics involved, of course, but nevertheless, it was interesting from that perspective. So, and here we are today. We think that we can provide a lot of this type of thinking, entrepreneurial thinking, into our business. No, we can help. There are a lot of people around, they have great ideas. No? They have a product which is needed and wanted, no?
Yes.
On the market, but they don't know how to bring it to the market.
Exactly.
To create a business model which is viable, how to run the business at the end, and how to grow it. And there where we can step in and can say, hey, how about it? No? We really love to help all those entrepreneurs, startups, young companies, no, who sort of see a limit in their own capacity, where we can provide them with services which are helpful for growing their business. And during this, our upbringing and time and learning about different cultures, we also got to focus more on the impact a company can have in the community. We firmly believe that there has to be a societal impact by a company, that businesses have to do something. There is an exchange, a cooperation between your community, whatever that means, and your business. And we really believe, and that's the big headline, what's good for the world is good for business. And there, do something, and it will come back to you.
Exactly.
In fact, and it's not that I'm inventing it, it's proven, and there have been Harvard studies about it, that companies who have some form of societal impact will get it back and have a bigger profit margin than anyone else. Really in our heart. So we look at opportunities, and when a company is coming, we can always ask the question, and what are you doing in your business for your community? Maybe give 10% of your proceeds to something.
No, that's
not what it is. That's the easy way.
That's what most people or most companies, most businesses think too. They think, oh, I can't do anything right now because I have to make my business work first. I have to earn some money. I have to, be established, and then I can give away 10% of my proceeds to charity or whatever. They can pick something. That's the easiest thing to do. But you don't have to wait. You can do it from day one, and it should be part of your plan. It should be, right from the start. What am I going to do to make my community better? And it can be very small. It can be donating your time, doing something for free.
I totally agree.
Yeah. And even your product can be. Some companies, they have this inherent type of do good, or a product which is good for society within their company.
It's so great that you guys are here, and maybe with a workshop or stuff like that for the community. Because Hubba, we're always looking for speakers, even Aspatagan mentorship program. So it would be really great if you could offer.
We both have done that in the past and still continue doing it. We have done some, let's say, paying forward type of work. We call it that way. If you can do it, and providing workshops about how to start up your company, how to
business plan, but
get
a little bit different.
Edgy business development, it's called, and there's a website, edgybusiness.com, and we explain a little bit on our website also what we're doing. As a question, feel free. We are open for business.
Thank you so much for your time, Manfred and Nancy.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.